Before Jesus gave me a new heart and a new spirit, I didn't understand the Bible at all. It didn't make any sense to me. I opened up the Bible that my brother had by his desk when I was about 13, and I read a couple verses, and it didn't make any sense, so I just closed it back up. But all that changed when I became born again, and God gave me a new heart and a new spirit. The reason being was I was just blinded by sin, and I couldn't understand the things of God, nor could I learn anything from them because I was blinded by sin. My eyes had to be opened by God, which He did when my new birth began. It was a slow process because my eyes were open and I had a hunger for God. But I started to understand little bits and pieces of God's truth, a little bit here, a little bit there, and truth would jump off the page at me, and I just kept digging, because I knew one thing. I may not have known a lot of things, but one thing I did know, that God's Word had the answers I was looking for to bring joy in my life. I knew that more than anything else. So I kept digging and digging to finding that joy, finding the reason for living, and finding my purpose, and finding what He wants me to do with my life. And I know God's Word had all that answers. 2 Corinthians 4, verse 3 and 4 says, "But even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing, whose minds the God of this age has blinded, who do not believe, lest the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine on them. For this very reason, you cannot come to Christ to understand Him with your mind, because our minds have been tainted or clouded by sin. We sit in the pews week after week, forming a religion, but not forming a relationship with Jesus Christ. That's the difference. If you don't have Christ involved, if you don't work on having a personal relationship with Him, you're just forming a religion. And everybody knows that a religion is nothing. It means nothing. It accomplishes nothing. You cannot be transformed. You cannot be changed. And so it's just like me talking to you. This is how I talk to Jesus Christ. I need your help. I exalt you. I praise you, etc. And you just talk to Him as a person. And that is why, for this reason of people not getting it, that it's a personal relationship, that is why for way too many people, Christianity doesn't work. Oh, I tried that. Christianity doesn't work. That's because they weren't taught properly. We must come to Christ with our heart on a deep personal level of vulnerability and weakness. Coming to Christ honestly through a true heart of sincerity, to speak with our hearts in brokenness to Jesus. You say to Him, I cannot do this alone. I do not have the strength. I do not have the power to overcome this temptation. I can't resist. I need your strength. I need your power. I honestly need help from you, Lord. And at that very moment of our brokenness, Christ comes close to our hearts with His personal truths and revelations that we would have missed continuing on in religion. Our understanding of God's Word increases through the heart alone, through prayer alone. That's why prayer is vital, and connecting with God, and because we get wisdom through meditating on His Word, but also through our prayer time and our personal time. Only then can Christ break through the clouded mist of sin, cleaning off our clouded window of our heart to reveal Himself to us. Because when we do our best to be obedient to Him, and we're praying, we're praising, we're worshiping, and we're focusing on Him, then when we come under obedience to His truth, it says that God will reveal Himself to us. And so, it takes a hunger, it takes digging, but God will reveal Himself to you. He promises that in His Word. And so don't the answers that we're searching for, the wisdom of God's truth, is found only through Jesus Christ, through that personal relationship that we can have with him. So you go out and cast away your religion and have a personal, intimate walk with Christ. You have a great day.